Alright, let's continue our conversation here, shall we? To be honest, I hadn't realized that you're that honorary knight from Mondstadt until Kale told me just now. I've also heard all about your deeds in Liyue and Inazuma. So, just to clarify, what I'm about to tell you about Kale is not because of who you are, well, because Kale asked me to. And honestly speaking, I was against Kale revealing her past to you. But she insisted, saying you...
So Tighnari, what is that?
Right. Ever since she was a child.
Alizar?
Yes. It's a disease at first. The afflicted may only feel mild numbness on the affected area of the skin. In its final stages, the disease strips a person of the ability to control their own body.
That sounds terrifying. Wait, hold on. So when Kale seemed to be acting a little clumsy earlier, it was because...
Correct. That would be the effects of Elazar, which is with appropriate treatment. Nevertheless, Kale's mother still hoped that there was some...
What?
Ah, it appears you are already Anyway, the person who eventually rescued... I have no idea how this doctor managed to do it, but However, Kale's days with the Fatui were anything but pleasant. Kale is a resilient individual, and always tries to appear cheerful. Oh, by the way, Paimon, Kale wanted me to tell you that she
doesn't need to apologize.
Well said. I hope you'll get a chance to tell her that Kale once thought that it would be impossible for her to have any real friendships.
Don't worry, Tighnari.
Well, it's not too serious at this point, though I must admit that Kale's condition was much more stable when she first arrived. She was interested in the work of the forest rangers the moment she saw us. I could see that she was serious. Her stamina has gotten much worse recently. Though Alright, now that I've told you about Kale's past...
Yeah, we'd like to do something to help Kale too.
Alright, but I must warn you two. The rainforest is a dangerous place, especially for someone who's still recovering like the traveler. You must follow closely and listen to every instruction.
No problemo!
Let's go then. We'll be looking...
Hey, Tighnari? Where exactly are we going to find this plant?
Nilode Pala lotuses can be found all over the rainforest, but it often grows right here around Gandharvaville.
Given the name, it sounds like we should be looking for it in the water.
You are correct. Nilode Pala lotus grows in the water. When fully matured, they look like giant blue flowers floating on the water's surface. Quite an attractive species if you ask me. The large petals are actually the plant leaves and sepals, which surround a very small flower. You should note that many of the plants found in Sumeru have names that are contrary to their species. Take the Kalpalata, for example. The plant is not a lotus at all, but rather a vine. And then there's the Sumeru rose, which is not a rose, completely contrary to its name.
Oh, huh. Okay then.
Pala lotuses growing somewhere in this area. Let's split up and begin searching. If you could manage to gather 4 of them, that would be sufficient. We'll rendezvous here once you've gathered. Let me take a look. I'm quite glad you two came along. Your exploration experience helped save me a lot of time here.
Hey, Tainari!
Oh, Tainari! Someone's calling your name! They're dressed...
Ah, yes, that's Amir and the others. But didn't they just set off not too long ago? Let's go find out what's going on.
Tainari, thank goodness we found you here. We were just about to head back and find you again.
What's going on?
We just discovered a withering zone.
The withering's back? But the patrol route you were on should have been already cleared just a week ago. It reappeared so quickly. Can you tell me the exact location?
It's up ahead, deep in the river valley. It's appeared in a spot that blocks nearly the entire narrow part of the valley area, so we decided to come find you as quickly as possible.
And the radius of the contamination?
Sorry, I couldn't get...
No one in our patrol team had a vision, and it appeared to still be spreading.
Okay, I understand. You made the right decision. I'll go deal with it right away. In the meantime...
Wait, Tainari! What?
You two have only just arrived in Sumeru. You're still unfamiliar with many things in this land. There's a unique type of anomaly that occurs in the Sumeru rainforest. The affected areas not only cause nearby vegetation to wither, but it's also lethal to wildlife and even people.
Yes, Amir is absolutely right. I wasn't kidding when as Amir said, only someone with a vision, that is, the power to manipulate elements.
That's right. If any of the forest rangers without a vision come across the withering zone, only someone with a vision can venture within a withering zone and find a way to deal with it. But you don't seem to carry a vision.
Don't worry. She may not have a vision, but she's a...
It seems the rumors about you are true. We typically only teach visitors how to identify the withering as they're about to leave Gandharaville. We'll make an exception today and show you what it looks like up close.
Scenery is wonderful. Surely enough to convince anyone to become a wanderer.
Stop. Don't move any further. Look there in the distance.
Huh? Where? Oh, look! Those plants. Oh, Paimon doesn't look.
That is the withering. Alright, traveler. We're going to have to enter that withering zone. Once inside, we'll need to look for what we call tumors of the withering. If we eliminate those, thank you. But I must warn you. Don't push yourself. Even with elemental powers, once you step inside the withering zone, you may experience extreme discomfort. If at any point you're ready then, let's go. First, we must locate any branches sustaining the withering zone.
Time to go.
Great work. Now that all the branches have been cleared, we'll need to take care of the tumor.
with nature. One with nature. Into the wind.
Destroy the tumor of the withering. Yes, thanks to you two.
Tainari? You make it sound like we did well.
It's that obvious, huh? Recently, the rate at which the withering zone appears has been increasing. Even though we were able to quickly clear that withering zone, it won't be long before another one appears. If that simply meant more work for me, then that wouldn't be an issue. But it's far more severe than that. For instance, even though we cleared out the withering zone, many of the plants that were affected. This presents a crisis for the ecosystem itself. Many plants in the rainforest are already in decline, directly impacting the wildlife that depends on those plants. And most disturbingly, as the appearances of withering zones have started to increase, Kale's case of Elazar has also become more serious.
Huh? What?
I'm still not sure of the exact reason. However, I've received word from acquaintances at the academia that similar cases are being reported for patients with other conditions. No, none that we know of. The withering has been recorded in Sumeru for millennia. It's said that it originates from... By the way, have you heard of Irminsul? Irminsul is a tree located deep beneath the surface, although it isn't like any tree we know in a biological sense. I'm sure you've heard of ley lines, right? They're like the roots of Irminsul, spreading and extending from a massive cavern deep underground, all the way up to the surface. Ley lines continually absorb the memories of this world, which are then funneled into Irminsul, allowing it to collect knowledge and wisdom from ancient times to present day. The Dendro Archon is known as the God of Wisdom because their consciousness is directly connected to it. It is also said that the Dendro... And as for the withering, its emergence is related to a disease. That's right. My ancestors learned of this from Greater Lord Rukadevata's familiars a long time ago. But even those mysterious... I'm afraid we rangers will be battling the withering zones here for a long time. Alright, that's enough on this topic for the time being. Now that we've taken care of things here, it's time for us to...
Duskbird. Oh, Tainari, you all made it back. How did it go?
The withering zone you reported has been taken care of. No need to worry. Wait, is that? Oh no, Hypatia!
Huh? What's wrong, Tainari?
This Duskbird is Hypatia's designated courier for urgent news. You do remember her, don't you? She's the scholar you and Paimon were following when you...
Oh, her? How...
Let me see what's written in the letter first.
What's it say? And what's with the weird expression on your face? Huh?
Yes, allow me to explain. After we brought... She must have just finished. It's been nearly 3 days since she's had anything to eat, and it appears she's forgotten to...
What? You mean she's been sitting there for 3 days? Hey, wait,
Well, obviously because this has happened before. Last time she... Needless to say, Hypatia's been through worse, but we should still get to her as quickly as possible. I've got some emergency rations set aside for times like these. Paimon, Traveler, could you two bring these to her?
Wait, you want us to bring her the rations?
Let's find out. Here, So, how do you feel?
Huh? Really? You're not feeling even a little drowsy? Wait, how'd you know that she'd be okay?
Back when we were clearing the withering zone, I observed that she could adeptly manipulate the Dendro element. I knew then that she would be fine. And if I may ask, when I was telling you two about Irminsol's ley lines, was what I described similar at all to what you saw while you... That's correct. Those weren't hallucinations at all. Though I don't intend to apologize for deceiving you. Because what you saw is of significant importance. Not just for the nation. My forefathers were shown much favor by Greater Lord Rukkhadevata. We took an oath to protect this nation together with her. Now that that duty has fallen to me, it was now, after seeing you in action with my own eyes, you have earned my confidence, and I no longer feel the need to hide any secret. When you passed out, your consciousness had connected directly with Irminsul. What you witnessed, I could try to tell you more, but it would be better if you went to ask Hypatia instead. Her focus on meditation and use of spirit borneal are aimed at establishing a connection.
That sounds nice and all, but will she really help us? Please.
That was because when you ran into her, she was in a special phase of her training. During that time, she must avoid... Please, wait here for a moment. Here, take these. It's a meal I packed for Hypatia, as well as some other... Also, here's a letter that I would like you to give to her. Just show... No. I should be the one thanking you. You've both been a great help these last few days.
Paisha should still be in the cave. Let's go inside and see how she's doing.
One with nature.
Hello? Paisha? Maybe she went out to look for some food. Let's try looking around the area. There you are. Hi, Paisha.
So hungry.
There's no way we can get it to eat in our current condition. Huh? Wait. Huh? How are things out here and what happened? And where are we? Really? Oh.
Time to go.
This place is huge! I knew there's something off about that cave. Let's think of a way to get over there and have a closer look. Who knows? Maybe we'll find a lead of some kind.
One with wind and cloud. The wind knows. Into the wind. The wind knows. Follow the wind. Follow the wind. Time to go.
Yeah! Hold on! A crash maneuver! Nice goes on.
One with nature.
Terminate!
One with nature.
Allow me! Faster.
Wind strike. One with nature. Fallen leaves. Adorn my night. Wind strike. Faster? Okay, faster. Time to go. Into the wind. One with nature.
Because that is going on here! This place is getting weirder by the minute! Hey, what's the matter? You don't look so good!
Wind's no.
What do we do? Oh, there she is! Well, the good news is that she's still conscious. Hey, why just drop her food on the floor like that? Are you... Anyways, we can come... Whoa! Wait a sec. Look at all this fruit lying around.
Who is there? Tainari, is that you? Huh?
It's okay. You can relax, Anisha. Tainari said this...
I see. So, you're a friend. I'm grateful that you came so quickly to save me.
Well, actually, we were kind of wondering about that, actually. When we found you here, there was all this fruit lying around.
Oh, really? I understand now. Although...
Your neighbor? You mean there's someone else living nearby?
Oh? So you were able to see them too?
Wait, hold on a second, Traveler. You say that before we arrived, you...
No, I actually do believe the Traveler is saying. I myself had a similar experience once before and ended up... You needn't worry. They mean you no harm. They only dragged you into the dream because they hope to buy themselves...
So, Hypatia, just what kind of creature is your neighbor exactly?
I'm not sure what it is called, to be honest. But I do know that they have some sort of deeper connection with the Dendro Archon. I know this because the first time I saw them was also the exact day my consciousness was able to form a connection. Even after I opened my eyes and stopped meditating, my heart was still pounding, and at that very moment, I suddenly, in my curiosity, I began to walk over to the creature. They must have already been used to me living in the cave, because they didn't see. It wasn't until I crouched down next to them that they suddenly realized that I could see them.
Oh! And then?
And then I had a dream. By the time I came to, they were nowhere to be seen. I was convinced they'd never show up again. But sure enough, I saw them nearby a few days later. And I feel like they aren't as afraid of me as the first time I approached them. But I never would have expected them to save me. Yes, no doubt about that. By the way,
Well, if somebody hadn't dropped the food earlier... Alright, beer up, Traveler. Today's menu will feature sweet madame.
Sounds good. I've never tried any dishes from other neighbors. Go.
Allow me. Faster? Okay, faster. We can help. All done. Let's use the empty box that I know. Oh, it smells amazing.
I'm here. Are you already finished cooking? Smells delectable. I'm truly thankful whenever I can enjoy a proper meal like this. Cooking really isn't my forte. Even though everything you mentioned was in Tainari's letter, it's still hard to believe you were able to connect. It took me nearly 3 years before I could do so. And everyone, you should know that some researchers spend their entire lives without ever successfully connecting with Irminsul as you have.
incense allow people to connect to Irminsul?
The ingredients used to make spirit oil primarily consist of plants created by Greater Lord Rukkhadevata. These special ingredients are conducive since the root of the Dendro Archon's power lies within Irminsul. We can occasionally tap into her powers to peer in naturally. Anyone who can establish connection with Irminsul in their first ever attempt.
Makes sense. But Paimon's got a question.
That was primarily due to her body's unique constitution. Stimulated by the incense, she could receive the Dendro Archon's power and experience the sensory overload. Hence, taking in any sense similar to the ingredients of spirit oil would cause adverse effects. Not to worry, though. It appears technically your body should still be sensitive to the powers of the Dendro Archon. But unless you're using intentional meditation techniques, I must admit, I am quite...
Whoa, you really...
As a member of the Taoist Archon at the Academia, my main area of research is the stars and their connection to the fate of living beings. But there is still so much we don't know, especially regarding the mysteries that lie in the starry skies, which is why I must turn if only my perception wasn't so limited. Unfortunately, I cannot guarantee I am currently in the stage of training known as Satyavada life. Many researchers in Sumeru sages have said that Irminsul contains divine knowledge, and touching such knowledge without the proper preparations, that's why we meditate alone. We need to ensure that our minds will be calm.
Whoa, so knowledge from Irminsul can be super dangerous.
Of course they do, especially during nights that are pitch black. However, I've been feeling better as of late. I don't get it. I believe that being able to see them is a sort of blessing. But what's strangest of all is that they're clearly an envoy of the god.
What's so strange about that? It doesn't sound so...
Well, it's strange because nearly nobody in Sumeru can ever dream.
Wow.
Yes, well, to an extent. The sages say that wisdom implies rationality, but that which occurs in dreams is often neither rational nor logical. Yes, if one struggles with anxieties, the fact that the people of Sumeru do not have dreams is seen as a blessing by the sages. They believe that Greater Lord Rukkhadevata, the god of wisdom, I was born into a family of scholars in Sumeru City. Ever since I was a child, my parents would always tell me that I'll know I've grown up once I stop dreaming. I studied hard, enrolled as a student in the Academia, but then, on the day I scared the little Aranara, it was incredible. Though I don't exactly remember what I saw back then. I was foolish and ignorant as any youth would be. But I was free of... just be sure not to speak of this if you travel to Sumeru City.
So, do you have any thoughts about the things she saw when she...
Sorry. I'm afraid I don't have any answers as of now. All I... World, forget me. If only I could ascend past Satyavada life and begin Paripurna life. If you two are ever in the area again, please be sure there's no need to be thanking me. You two are my saviors.
Now that we know Hypatia is alright, and had the chance to ask...
Think about it, Tainari. Refusing to join is tantamount to burying your head in the sand. I understand that you're a forest watcher, and that it's your duty to combat the effects of withering zones. But isn't it evident that such work is not a lasting solution to the problem? As Sage Kage clearly stated, your presence and guidance in Sumeru City is pivotal.
Keep your emotions in check, Ulam. Let's at least listen to Tainari's...
Sage Kage, I am truly honored that you... I am merely a forest watcher. How could the great minds of the Harava...
Well, it turns out that your refusal letter has some implications on your master's reputation. He is a renowned sage of the Immorta, after all. So now I've come here in his stead.
I see. Huh. And I figured that given his temper, he would come here and berate me personally.
Tainari, your master is an integral part of this effort.
And what exactly does my master need of me, Sage?
You'll know once you've arrived.
And how long will I be required to stay?
There's no...
Do you mean to tell me that despite coming all the way here to Gandharvaville, if that's the case, then I'm afraid I cannot give you...
Tainari, but you...
So be it. Come, Gulam, we're leaving.
Tainari, what was that all about?
It's nothing. Some people from the academia wanted me to go to Sumeru City to assist them with... But all that can wait. How did...
It was quite the eventful trip, but the main thing is...
Very good. Now that the traveler has made a full recovery, there shouldn't be any reason for you...
That's right! We want to meet Lesser Lord Kusanali and ask her for a guide.
Sorry. I'm afraid I don't have any...
Well, do you at least...
Let me think. How about this? I'll write you a letter of introduction that you can give to a researcher I know. Also, when you enter Sumeru City, you'll probably end up receiving something like this item here. I'm not sure.
Oh?
It's called an Akasha Terminal. It's a tool produced by the academia that utilizes the legacy of great... Needless to say, this device and its usage fall under the academia's expertise.
Great! Next up, Sumeru! That's right! Tainari, we have something important...
Yes, she's doing much better. After being confined to her bed all this time, I thought a little walk would do her some good. She knew you two would be leaving soon.
Thanks, Tainari.
Farewell.
I've been waiting for you two. Never mind. Thanks for waiting here just to see us off, Kale. We're headed to Sumeru City. Don't worry about me. I can take care of myself. My condition won't be getting in the way of my... I'm sorry. But I guess now I understand that the most important thing is there's no need to apologize, Kale. We should be... We're probably still gonna worry about your condition. Thank you. That means a lot. Oh? Looks like recipe for pita pockets. I told you that I'd give you a copy, remember? Yay! Thanks, Kale. I hope that whenever you eat them, you'll both remember your time well then. I, trainee Forest Ranger Kale, bid you both